Here I am, 20 years after getting my MFA in photography. No studio, no tenure track job, no gallery representation, just me, a camera, and a head full of memories I paid a lot of money for. This isn't going to be a rant, but it also won't be a commercial for art school. Because the truth is, the MFA didn't give me a career, but it gave me something else. Something harder to name, harder to quantify, but maybe even more important. Here we are, in the cemetery. Actually, we're in a mausoleum today. How appropriate, because this video is really about the death of my art degree. So I couldn't think of a better place to do it. Look at the inscription there. Hopefully you can see it. What wall can stand through death builds deep and strong, when love strides 7 times round with storms of song. That's beautiful. Let's get this out of the way. An MFA is not a golden ticket. It's not a job guarantee. It's not a shortcut to becoming a professional artist. What is it? It's time. Time to think. Time to create. Time to explore. To drown down in your obsessions and come out the other side with something that looks like a voice. For me, it was 3 years of intensity, learning from people I admired, printing in dark rooms until 3 a.m., arguing about theory, failing critiques, finding my style, losing it, and then finding it again. I wonder if someday I'll be able to afford to be buried in a place like this. Probably not, but that's okay. Once you're gone, right? What happened here to this poor guy? No stained glass window. Look at these candelabras. Well, these are not candelabras, actually. These are torchieres. I think that's how it's pronounced. They're French. Gilded wood torchieres. Gorgeous. These would look great by my bed. But when it ended, the world didn't applaud. The world didn't even notice. There's this illusion they sell you in grad school that if you work hard, build a portfolio, publish, exhibit, network, you'll find a path. But no one tells you how small that path really is. How adjunct work pays poverty wages. How full-time teaching jobs are vanishing. How most of your professors were barely holding on to themselves. how success in the art world often depends more on connections and who you know than talent. You get out, you're broke, you're idealistic, you're competing with hundreds, if not thousands, of other MFAs for one job that might last a semester. So you freelance, you bartend, you teach a night class at a community college for $2,500 a semester. You make your art when you can, how you can, and slowly the dreams begin to rot. Maybe you start drinking. Maybe you start doing drugs. It's a downward spiral. Well, I couldn't think of a more appropriate place to do a video like this than in a cemetery. Because what we're really talking about is death. The death of creativity, the death of art, and the death of a career. Look at that window. Magnificent. Isn't it nice how, like, some of these family mausoleums here are like, like a little room for one family that hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to the top. 5 people. So in death, everyone can decay together. Something comforting about that. Not really, but look at that window. That is just amazing. Gorgeous. I used to think I was the only one who felt this way, like I'd somehow failed. But I've talked to so many artists, writers, painters, musicians, who all say the same thing. I thought this degree would change everything, but it didn't. So many people say the same thing. And that's the part no one really talks about. The emotional fallout of giving everything to a dream and watching it all go nowhere. Schopenhauer said that life swings like a pendulum between pain and boredom. I think art school gives us a brief escape from that, a space where your ideas matter, where you matter. Then it ends, and the pendulum comes swinging back. Was it worth it? Because in the end, eventually, this is where we wind up. These rooms, these hallways feel like they go on forever and ever. I'm trying to keep my voice down because this building this is definitely late 19th century, and it's all marble. It's all Carrera marble, as you can see here. It's all marble. It's a marble building, and the echo is just intense. So I'm trying not to yell because the office is still open. But in the meantime, I have to show you this phenomenal window. Look at that. What does that mean? There's definitely some symbolism going on there. young man with the hammer, what is he holding? The window sort of has a deco feel to it. Could be from 1910, if I had to take a guess. I could spend all day here. There's something soothing about a cemetery because this is the ultimate destination. Well, not the ultimate, but this is the inevitable, unavoidable final destination for all of us. Some of us will not be able to be in a place like this, but death is always waiting for its time, and its time comes for all of us. Back to my question, was it worth it? Really depends on how you define worth. If we're talking about dollars and cents, no, definitely not. I'm still in debt, 6 figures of debt. My MFA was over 200,000 at the end of the day. So dollars and cents, no, definitely not worth it. I'm not a professor. I'm not working at Pratt or any prestigious art school, and I never will. I'm not famous. I didn't become what I thought I would. But if you ask me if I regret it, no, I don't. Because I see the world differently now. I look differently. And by look, I don't mean how I look. I mean, I see things differently. I think more critically. I read poetry. I can walk into a room and see beauty where most people just see walls. I understand how to sit with failure and how to keep going anyway. And in a way, that's what art really is, isn't it? It's not about success or making money. It's about persistence, about meaning, about refusing to go numb. Let's continue through this amazing mausoleum. Oh, that's another gorgeous one, isn't it? Look at that one. Colors are amazing. This particular mausoleum, and I'm not going to say which one it is, although I'm sure some of you might be able to figure it out. But this particular mausoleum has quite a few celebrities as permanent residents. Look at that window. That is just breathtaking. Now let's see, what is that? Is that a Roman soldier? That's what it looks like. There's just so much going on. I see in the side it's written Bach, Beethoven, Brahms, Mozart, Gershwin, Verdi. Wow. That window must have cost a fortune even in its day back then. Now what do we have here? We have a dark room with 2 chairs. I'm going to guess that people have come in here and pray for their loved ones. So if you watch YouTube a lot and search cemeteries or mausoleums, there's a lot of videos about abandoned and decrepit mausoleums and cemeteries. So this is not one of them. This mausoleum is very much alive, and I believe they're still doing internments, or actually in a mausoleum it's called an entombment. They're still doing entombments today. You don't want to look at me. Look at the cemetery. Look at the mausoleum. Wow, look at that. So if you're watching this and you're wondering whether you should get an MFA, Masters of Fine Art, or if you already did get an MFA and you're feeling lost, just know this: you're not alone. The system wasn't built to support us. The institutions are crumbling. The jobs are gone, but that doesn't mean the work wasn't worth doing. I believe this is the newer building. Look at those beautiful, if you can see them, Wedgwood urns. It's incredibly hot in here. I mean, it's 95 degrees outside right now. But still, you would think in a place like this, air conditioning would be important. That's what I would think. What do I know? I thought I just saw a shadow, something in the corner. Maybe. I guess it's possible. If you're going to see something like that, this is the place to see it. Oh my God, look at this. It just goes on and on. It would take forever to explore this. It never ends. So as we wrap this video up, let me just leave you with this. Art school doesn't teach you how to make a living. It teaches you how to live in a deeper, messier, more vulnerable sense of the word. It's not a career ladder. It's not a rite of passage. It's not a transformation. It's not a baptism. And yeah, it hurts. But I wouldn't trade those years for anything, because they taught me how to see. They taught me that even now, with no job, no gallery, I'm still seeing, still creating, and still searching. And I'm here. How many people do this? Come to a cemetery and pontificate, or, deep dive into their life? Not a lot, I don't think. I wouldn't trade those years in for anything. So that's what this channel is about. Not success, not virality, not followers, not likes, not clicks. It's about just showing up and hoping it means something to someone out there. Thanks for listening. Until next time, peace. Now we have to find our way out of here, which is always a challenge. I had a dream once that I came to a place like this, a mausoleum, and I was here too late, and they locked up the place, turned all the lights off, and I had to spend the night here. And I was hearing noises, and it was horrible, horrible. I wonder if that could still happen. Probably could. I don't see any cameras here, so I'm sure if somebody, took a nap somewhere, they could easily be overlooked. I don't know which way I'm going, by the way. Ah, yes. The stairs going down are over here by these lovely gilded wood, I want to say 18th century, torchieres. Now let me make sure I don't fall down the steps. There's actually a beautiful, I almost fell. Look at the marble bench. Look at this. This is gorgeous. I made it out, folks, in one piece.